Welcome back, everybody. So today I want to do a side-by-side of two Old Nation beers. Now, Terps is a new one that was recently released. Hazy NZ New Zealand Double India Pale Ale, 9% ABV, 65 IBUs. Boil and dry hops, New Zealand Ruaka, Australian Galaxy, and South African Southern Passion are what's used. Then Boss Tweed, it's a staple. It was right after M43. 9.3% ABV, 68 IBUs. And this one, Boil Hops Magnum, Simcoe Citra Mosaic, dry hop, Simcoe Citra Mosaic, and Azaka hops are used. So I think that Magnum, Terps doesn't call it out, but I think that Magnum might have pushed it a little bit more. But there has to be one of these hops that are in here because this says boil dry hops. That is a higher alpha acid to bring out those IBUs in the beer. I'm going to set these side by side. I've already done a full review on each one and a hop breakdown on the Terps. I didn't do it on the Boss Tweed. I might some other time, but if you want to go check those out at the end of this video, I will link to that. But one thing I can say, I did do Terps first, but this can is empty. This one still has some left in it. So that might be saying something. I did put a little bit more in here. So the colors might not be exact. I think you can tell looking at the camera, this is a little darker than this. And yeah, you can see it. Hopefully, you can see it. It is what it is. Maybe if the Terps was a little bit fuller, it might be the same, but we'll try and drink a little bit more Boss Tweed to see if they even out. But I believe that I remember Boss Tweed being a little darker in past. The last time I reviewed Boss Tweed was 2019. So let's go ahead and smell, see the differences. I guess in this video, which one do I like best? I mean, obviously, I already drank both of them, so I already know which one. But let's just see how they match up because both are double New England IPAs, in my opinion. I think in the smell, if somebody had them side by side, would you rather have a sweeter smell or more zesty, bitter? And I think Boss Tweed brings more of that bitterness. And what is it? Terps is a little bit sweeter. Yeah, a sweeter citrus, bigger citrus with a little bit of fruit. Where I think in Boss Tweed, it's almost like it's in your face. Dank, passion fruit, citrus with some onion garlic from that Simcoe. And to me, Boss Tweed wins. For the taste, I think in the body, Terps is a little lighter and almost has less flavor, which they're double New England IPAs. They have a lot of flavor. I'll try it the other way, but it seems like Boss Tweed's flavor profile is bigger and it just dominates. I can't. It's like that onion, garlic, zesty grapefruit is what sticks out the most. Yeah, like drinking them like that, it's like sweetness comes in, but you still get that flavor profile of the Boss Tweed. 9% versus 9.3. You can't really tell, but I think the perceived bitterness of Boss Tweed if I was tasting these blind side by side, I would say Boss Tweed is a lot more, in my opinion. Um, yeah, perceived would be like 80, and uh, on the other one, Terps, it would be like 50, something like that. I can't remember what M43 is, but it's almost like that one has more bitterness. And you're going to find New England IPAs. Some have less IBUs, some have more. The ones that have less are usually sweeter, and it's going to depend on what you're into. I would rather have a more bitter one instead of a sweet one, in my opinion, but everybody's going to be different. Yeah, yeah, that bitterness, especially in the back of the palate to the aftertaste, it kind of holds on, where it's almost like the sweetness in the terps does the same thing. Like you get it and it hangs on in the aftertaste. To me, I I would have an easier time slamming terps than Boss Tweed, just because it's sweeter and it seems like the body's a little less, so it's more drinkable. Where Boss Tweed's like, okay, don't slam me, sip me like that. But yeah, for me, I have to go with Boss Tweed. Terps is good, but in the double New England category from Old Nation, I would have to go with Boss Tweed. Now, I think if we looked at, maybe I do this later on, Old Nation's lineup, that is it Orbit, something like that. I think that would be a very close second. I think M43 wins out on all these, from Old Nation for me anyway, because that's what I drink the most of. But Boss Tweed would be second until Orbit came along. And I believe if I did them side by side, blind, whatever you want, I think I would put Orbit second. I believe. Now I might have to go buy one of each and do a blind and see what I think. But yeah, if you've had all these from Old Nation, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. If you enjoyed this review, check some more out over here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and thumbs up. And until next time, cheers.